get it together, get it together, get it together. I wanted to make a video today about the importance of turning any sort of negative in your life into a positive. From the age of about 12 plus, I just hated myself. I hated the fact that I was in a wheelchair. I hated the fact that I was disabled. I just hated it. I wanted to be like everybody else. That's all I ever wanted. I wanted to be able to walk. I wanted to look like everybody else. I didn't like myself, and I didn't like the fact that I was different. This big chip on my shoulder, and it was just like, my life is doomed, so anything and everything that happens to me is obviously going to be bad, because life's bad, and everything's bad, and I'm not, you know, everyone's against me, the world's against me, God's against me, you know, the person who works at McDonald's taking my order telling me the milkshake machine's broke is against me. And I can finally sit here now and say in front of a camera that there's no such thing as a negative. It has taken so long for me to realise that everything in life doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a learning curve. My mum, from a very young age, she has always pushed me to see things as a learning experience. She said to me since I was tiny, if you can learn something from an experience, it wasn't a mistake. I just want to say, Mum, that for the first time ever, I finally understand what you mean when you say that not everything has to be a negative. Looking at it now, it's so refreshing to be able to talk to the internet and talk to maybe people that are in my situation that may be feeling down and say, hey, this thing that you're down about or that's making you sad, just think, if it doesn't matter, if it won't matter in 5 years, it shouldn't matter in 5 minutes. Try not to be like me and seep into sadness and let sadness overcome you, because genuinely I spent so many days and so many weeks being sad about being disabled and crying about being disabled and, you know, just being miserable, and that was so much wasted time. It was so much time where I could have been getting to grips with myself and kind of making new friends and being out and about and just living my life. And I know it's easy for me to sit here and say, but trust me, I've had those times where I haven't gone out of the house for 2 weeks because I felt like, what's the point? You know, I've had those times where I haven't gone out with friends because it's like, oh, you know, what's the point? There'll be a step there, there'll be something that I can't do. But, you know, letting the negativity win just breeds more negativity. Me not making friends and not going out because I'm disabled and because I don't like the fact that I'm in a wheelchair and things are different. The fact that I didn't go out because of that, I'm lonely and I feel lonely, and the negativity just like breeds and breeds and breeds. So anybody who's watching this, even if you're down, you know, it doesn't have to be about being down because you're disabled necessarily, but if you're the kind of person that finds it easy to be sad and finds it easy to kind of hope that things just go away, I know this is mean, but things aren't just going to go away. If something's making you sad, chances are crying about it isn't going to make you feel better, it's going to make you feel worse. And I know it's tough, and I know it's really hard, like it's easy for me to say, but it's really tough. But you've got to realise that you're worth going through maybe a little bit of a tough time for. You know, for example, me and how I am now. Let's take the friend scenario, okay? So, in college and stuff, I didn't have a lot of friends. But that was because I was scared to put myself out there. I thought that people wouldn't want to be friends with the disabled girl. People wouldn't want to be friends with the girl in the wheelchair because it was weird and because things would be different and they'd always have to compromise. You know, we couldn't go and do things, stupid stuff. You know, I always thought that people wouldn't be interested because I couldn't offer them anything. I couldn't offer them, you know, we couldn't go snowboarding or we couldn't go skydiving. That was how I thought at the time. But by me segregating myself, because I felt sad about that, because I felt sad about my own insecurities, that made me sadder. Whereas, you know, truthfully, if I'd have taken the sadness and thought, hang on, you know, I feel this way, but I'm going to change it. If I'd have gone into a room full of people and said, hi, you know, do you want to go and do something on the weekend? It would have probably, you know, it would have been hard, and the rejection of, no, you know, we're not friends, that's tough, but it's not as difficult as moping around every evening in your house, feeling lonely because you've got no friends, because you won't let anyone in. Turning a negative into a positive is difficult, but in the long run it's easier because you allow yourself to feel happy, and you just give yourself a break. Like, I do stupid stuff all the time, and you know, they could be seen as mistakes, but there's stuff that just help me be better. I just want to say thank you to my mum and to my dad, because they always, whenever I do anything, they always try and encourage me to look on the bright side and to think about what I can do to make sure that the mistake doesn't happen again, but what I can do to make sure that I'm not hard on myself and I don't beat myself up. But without my mum, I would be in a very deep, dark hole, still listening to Joy Division and Pink Floyd, trying to find sense of the world. My mum has never let me be the disabled kid that just sits in the house all day and night doing nothing. My mum has always encouraged me to do everything I can, and I finally feel like I'm at the point where I can do something. And this channel makes me feel like I can do something, because I can talk to anybody and everybody about disability and about, you know, being different, and I can kind of maybe speak to that 13-year-old, 14-year-old me that's searching for the feeling of belonging, and that's searching to not feel so weird. The point of this video is to just remember that you've got this. Things in life are sent to try you, and just make sure that you try harder. Is that cheesy?